Hey everyone, welcome back to the Guitar Log. You know I love vintage Gibsons, and today we've got a really cool vintage Gibson acoustic for you, a J45 from 1967. That's today here on the Guitar Log. So, I love vintage Gibsons. I love slope shoulder vintage Gibsons. And today's guitar is definitely one of those. Not an original case. And it's had some work done on it, but that's actually a good thing. This is a 1967 Gibson J45. And I mean, just look at all that checking. I love the vibe of that. Some people don't. I love it. This guitar, first thing you'll notice is that is not the original bridge. But what's interesting is the original bridge is right here in the case. And it was an adjustable bridge. Oops, that's the guy had it from. I had a sponge in there as a humidifier. Hey, whatever works. But as you can see, the original bridge is still in the case. I don't think most people would ever want to put that back on the guitar. But if you did, it's there. And the non-original case is just fine too. But this is not adjustable like the original was. And those are different bridge pins. But they actually look really nice. And this thing's in really good shape in terms of there's no cracks in the body or the sides. You can see the back here. Plenty of finished checking, but no cracks. And the sides, kind of the same thing, as you can see. But where it gets interesting is right here. Okay, we got the back of the headstock, that's all good, original tuners. But when you look at this, oh yeah, she's had a neck reset. And whoever reset it didn't decide to do a great job on the finish work. I mean, you know, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's solid and you can tell what it was, and you're not hiding a neck reset from anybody. The neck itself is in good shape. I mean, you know, it's definitely got some player wear in the cowboy chord area. Even if you look at the fretboard, you can see right through here, somebody has really dug in playing the D chords. And you can see when the neck reset happened, you know, there was some damage to the binding that occurred. And that's not uncommon, but, you know, they got it back in pretty good semblance of order there. But, you know, kind of the thing that stood out in the first pictures is like, why is there like a reverse stinger type thing going on this neck? You know, usually they come from up here down. And it was just basically they wanted to cover up, you know, the work where they had reset it. But you know what? If a guitar needs a neck reset, you know, as long as it's solid and it works, I've seen a lot worse looking ones. But the main thing is this is a great sounding guitar. One of the things about these guitars from '67, and I believe it was like sometime like the year or two before that, maybe '66, they started going to this very small 1 9/16 neck. And it's small, okay? Make no bones about it. If you like a big baseball bat Les Paul neck, this is not the guitar for you. But it's very comfortable to play, very easy to play. And that cherry sunburst just, gosh, it's beautiful. So we're gonna pick it up and strum it, let you hear what this vintage Gibson sounds like. This is from an era with the company. This is right before they went to the square shoulders, so it's still slope shoulder. And these still carry a fond place in people's hearts. But we'll like the bigger neck, but at the same time, this is a killer guitar. So this is the 1967 Gibson J45. Beautiful heritage cherry sunburst. See the Gibson logo, original tuners, reset neck, like we said before, but it's a good sounding guitar. that gives you a little chance to hear it. And again, tons of finish checking, tons of character to this guitar, if you will. Original pick guard even. And, you know, rosewood, you know, bridge was used to replace the original one, and a rosewood fingerboard. So this guitar sounds great. The only problem I have is this tiny neck. You probably heard I was struggling with, you know, some of the fingering. So it's not necessarily for me, and I don't like a huge neck, but at the same time, this one's probably a little smaller than I would like. Doesn't mean anything bad about the guitar. It's just I fumble around with my fat fingers. But it's a great guitar for strumming. So my poor picking today doesn't do it justice, but really cool guitar, 67 J45. I've got a newer one that I probably like a little bit better just because the neck's bigger. And again, the one in 9/16 that they went to in the late 60s, a lot of people dislike them, but a lot of people love them simply because they like a nice, small, comfortable neck. Depends on who you are. I think for every player, it's a little bit different. So that's a matter of taste. It's definitely easy to chord. It's definitely in tune and intonated well. And it holds tune really well. So there you have it, 1967 Gibson J45. Hope you dig it. If you've got one, or maybe you got a similar guitar, maybe one with a little bit bigger neck, whatever the case might be, let us know, leave a comment, and hit like and subscribe. Join us here on the Guitar Log. We'll show you more gear.